Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's my guy knows a guy. NBA betting today. It's Monday, another start of a work week. It's time to grind. Shout out to everyone that had a chance to watch the brief edition yesterday. I had a lot going on Sunday, so I know a lot of people probably missed out on the picks. We did hit with the Rockets and the under in the Jazz game, and lost a couple of props in the Nets game against the Pistons. My prop sizing is a lot smaller, about 0.25, zero point 0.3 units right now. So we came up on a unit last night. Shout out to everyone that's been patiently waiting. Hey, good morning, everyone in the chat. Roberto, how's it going? My brother, Akbar, Don, Nets Bets. He's back. Already with the analysis, bro. Let me catch up. What's going on, Don? Bradley, James, Mark, what's going on, bro? Shout out. Samson, Alan, Bradley, Brandon, Matthew, Sam. I see everyone's skirt. What's going on, bro? The Meadowlands. Okay, so we do have 9 games today in the NBA schedule. We're going to try to tackle it. I have deleted Saturday from my memory. Last week was pretty good if you take that day out. But hey, it's a grind. Can't be perfect. Let's continue to move up. Some really good matchups today. We have Celtics, Bulls, Blazers, 76ers. A couple of other matchups that may be sneakier than they appear on the surface. Hit the like button for me. Let's get into it. Straight to the odds. I have some picks, and if you don't have a chance to watch now, make sure you're watching later on replay. Let's keep it going in the NBA. How you guys feel about the games overall? Still under season. It's still under season in the NBA right now. But things are adjusting quickly. I don't want everyone to think it's just going to be free money with the unders and stuff. It's things are already adjusting. We're seeing most point totals set under 220 as if it's 2014 right now. Things have definitely shifted backwards. Let's pull up the odds on sportx.bet and continue the mission, continue the grind. Give me 1 second. Who watched the Lakers-Rockets game last night? Backdoor cover season. Backdoor cover. Outscored them 31-20 in the fourth quarter. Hit the like button. Let's go. Let's make some bread tonight. Yeah, LaMelo Ball. If I were to take a second to just talk about what's going on in the NBA, LaMelo Ball, looking explosive, went crazy on the Blazers. His points total is only 18.5, but it is a back-to-back. Shout out to all the rookies. Scotty Barnes is listed as questionable tonight. If anyone doesn't know, Scotty Barnes is questionable with a thumb injury against the Knicks tonight. 2 teams on 3-game winning streaks. The Knicks are favored for a reason. Let's see how that goes. But the Raptors, the Raptors are holding teams to under 100 points a game. Obviously, that's with Scotty Barnes, but he's a rookie leading the team in scoring. Like he's averaging almost 19 points a game, almost 9 rebounds a game. It's pretty crazy. I want to see how. Yeah, he's doubtful. Thank you, not questionable. Doubtful. Scotty Barnes for tonight. James Harden's starting to pick his game up. The media, he went through hell. He went through He was tortured last week in the media. Sometimes it lights a fire under people. The schedule did get a bit easier for the Nets, but James Harden is definitely trending upwards right now. Him and Kevin Durant. It looked smoother yesterday. A lot of the times I've been noticing when him and KD are on the floor at the same time, bit of friction in the offense. But you need a couple of tune-up games, You need a couple of tune-up games to start looking like yourself. Okay, so we have the Pacers and the Spurs tonight. Rick Carlisle, I know he has a ring. Rick Carlisle has a ring, but he is on the hot seat. I'm going to call it right now. They started the season 1-6. It's unacceptable for a franchise that's at least used to making the playoffs, The Indiana Pacers have a standard of at least being in the middle of the pack. So they've brought in a new coach, and they've started worse than when Nate Bjorken was the head coach of the team. We have a Spurs team coming off of a moneyline victory on the road against the Bucks, but we know that the Bucks are missing the majority of their championship core to begin the season. Brook Lopez, Drew Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, Chris Middleton sat out that night against the Spurs. The Spurs did what they had to do with Giannis undermanned. He was running around with his brother. Let's see how tonight goes in this game. It's a sharp line. You wouldn't have thought this game with this stripped-down Spurs roster that the Pacers would only be favored by 3 in this matchup. However, I do lean towards the Pacers winning. I'm going to do more digging in this game. A prop that I also might take in this game is Lonnie Walker over 12.5 points. I find it hard to see the Spurs winning tonight. There's going to be intense pressure. The reason I say I'm going to wait for this game is that there's already a slaughter on the injury report. Malcolm Brogdon is questionable once again, but their rookie who has been playing, he's been playing really, really well. Chris Duarte is also questionable. So that's their starting backcourt against a backcourt with more size in the Spurs. If those guys don't play, I probably might stay away from this game. But let's see if they can activate at least one of those two key contributors to this team right now. The Pacers need to score. Their offense is towards the bottom of the NBA. It's crazy what's going on with the Pacers. Are a complete reversal of fortune from last year. It's affecting most teams, but it's affecting them noticeably. The Pacers have an inability to score. They're shooting horribly from the 3-point line. It's pretty much just Sabonis out there. Okay, moving on to the Hornets and the Cavs. It's second night of a back-to-back for the Hornets. -5 on the line. I'm not going to bet this game, although I do lean towards the under. I think that the Cavs are going to muddy this game up. It won't be as clean for the Hornets as it was in the first game of the season. To open the season, they're integrating Terry Rozier tonight. I don't think LaMelo Ball is going to shoot 20 shots tonight. I'm not going to bet on the Cavs though. Maybe look at LaMelo Ball under on his points prop as they look to get Terry Rozier more touches on the second night of his reintegration into the team. No play for me on Cavs Hornets. 76ers Blazers. This game opened up. The Sixers are at home. They blew the Hawks away. They blew the Hawks away on Saturday night. There was a lot of Hawks tickets that night. They were able to take this team out, the Hawks, without Ben Simmons. They definitely rallied around themselves that night. Today, though, with the game opening up at -6, has dropped down to -5. The Blazers, this is their third game in 4 nights. But I still see value in this game. The Blazers, I'm going to take the Blazers +5 in this game. I'm going to do it now before the line drops any further. That's my first play so far. I'm taking the Blazers +5 in this game. I just want to see. Damian Lillard has performed really well against this team as it's constructed, including Ben Simmons over the years. And I think that the game yesterday against the Hornets, they ran out of gas. If anyone was watching that game, they ran out of gas, though. The Blazers played a really good half in the first half. This is a step up in competition. I think on the second night of the back-to-back, with the added pressure, the line movement is one key factor for me. With the added pressure of the Blazers looking for their first ATS win on the road, or their first win on the road, this is a letdown scenario for me for the 76ers. I know that they have the day of rest, but I thought that maybe the Sixers would even be favored by more with the way the Blazers started off this season. For me, it's a system play. I'm going to take the Blazers +5. I think Dame has a better game tonight. They'll probably put more defensive attention on CJ, though. He's been popping off. I'd be wary of his points props over tonight. I wouldn't really take CJ today. I think it's going to be a Dame day against the Sixers. No play on the total for me. No play on the total. So let me catch up in the chat. How you guys feel about these? About what I'm saying? Sam said Lillard auditioned for a Sixers trade. Lillard's probably going to pop off tonight, bro. He's hasn't looked like himself shooting the ball. He's digging himself a hole statistically where it's going to be hard to maintain his averages with the start he's had. It's more than a blip on the radar, but I'm seeing flashes in his game where it's more of an effort thing with Dame, and I just think we're going to get that max effort against the Sixers tonight. Might look tricky at times, but I'm going to take the points in this one. Let's keep it going with the Celtics and the Bulls. And in most people's opinion, this might be the game of the night. Blazers Sixers is a good watch. But Celtics Bulls, I'll definitely be watching this game to try to learn more about this Celtics team that took my money on Saturday against the Wizards. Shout out to the Wizards and their coach and their team, starting the season 5-1 straight up and ATS. In this game though, I think I'm going to stay on the sidelines in this one. I think it's pretty easy to take the Bulls with the way things have unfolded at the beginning of the season. But the Celtics are going to activate a couple of their guys tonight. Their key defenders, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams. They're going to have more to throw at the Bulls tonight. And the double OT game, sometimes you see teams with top-heavy talent just really rally around themselves. The Celtics are not it right now. I agree with you. They have not started the season in the manner that I anticipated. I'm not going to pick them tonight, but I do want to say that I'm also not picking the Bulls because they're coming back home after that Wizards loss. They let that game get away from them. They let that game get away from them. They do match up with the Bulls. If we go position for position, they do match up with the Bulls. I do see Vucevic popping off tonight. I would probably look at some Vucevic. He's performed well, even dating back to his tenure in Orlando. I'm going to stay on the sidelines for this one. I'm going to stay on the sidelines for this one. I think it's a little too easy to take the Bulls. I'll just say that. Shout out to everyone that's jumped in right now listening. Hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, take a second to subscribe on YouTube and turn the notifications on the YouTube channel so you know whenever we're going live, whenever we drop a video, picks across sports on the way, more programming. Let's keep it going. Does anyone agree it might be a little too easy to take the Bulls tonight? They are going crazy. The Bulls, the Heat, the Jazz, covering machines right now. The Hornets. But you don't have to bet it, This is a coin flip game to me. I want to make an observation about Jason Tatum. He, in my opinion, is the reason that they lost to the Wizards on Saturday. They were undermanned. Jaylen Brown put in a really good performance. Al Horford had a great defensive performance on the interior. He made some critical moves. Josh Richardson had a great game. Jason Tatum had a box score shadow game. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. If anyone watched the game against the Wizards on Saturday, Jason Tatum, even though he dropped more than 25, right? It was horrible, bro. The shooting performance was terrible. The decision-making was terrible. I really believe, win or lose tonight, Jason Tatum is going to force his game tonight. He's going to try to force it. It was bad. He's the reason the game went to overtime, in my opinion. Shooting double-team fadeaway shots on double teams in the corner. Crazy. Yeah, he shot like 10 for 40. It's crazy. It felt like 10 for 100. Yeah, most of these guys can drop 25. Yeah, he needs to step it up tonight. If these guys are taking turns with their props, it's a Jason Tatum night tonight against the Bulls. There's pressure on him, even amongst his own fan base. They were talking greasy on Twitter. He said he's not a killer like I thought. Yeah, the games are a bit difficult today, but we're going to pick and choose our spots. Let's move through the schedule. Another game where the odds, it's a mind fuck. Okay, let's call it what it is. The Hawks-Wizards, -5.5 line for the Hawks. The Vegas darlings right now, the Wizards, covering every game, taking people's money. Took my money against the Celtics in the second game. 77 figure said he's on the Bulls large. Okay. Yeah, it's a respect thing. Some teams are just historical, in the eyes of the odds makers. You see Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're at home. You could say the wrong teams are favored. I wish that the Celtics were maybe even dogs in this one. Maybe they would have enticed me to already jump into this one. Let me pull up my list. I'm all over the place. We're gonna get through these games and wrap it up. Everyone, hit the like button. It's NBA betting today. And make sure you take a second to visit sportx.bet. We have a lot of exciting announcements. Had the biggest weekend ever for SportX. Biggest weekend ever by betting volume. The entire community, anyone that participates on the community, it's designed in a way where the more volume we get on the network, everyone benefits. There are network effects here in the SX community, so we're all benefiting from the great numbers. And yeah, it was really good. Take a second. Martin said Wizards outright maybe. Let me get back to this game. Wizards, Hawks. I'm going to have this game on live, at least on mute. while I watch that Raptors Knicks game and the Blazers Sixers game. I have money on the Blazers Sixers game, so obviously I'm going to watch that, but have to make some screen space for this Hawks Wizards game. I really want to see how this Hawks team bounces back, how they respond. Big fan of their coach. This Wizards team, everyone, I don't think this is a fluke. Who would have had them in the top 4 after a week and a half? Small sample size, 7 games. Have them in the top 4 of the East. The top 4 of the East right now does not feature the Nets, the Bucks, or the Sixers, or the Hawks. It's another team that people were high on going into the season. The East is here. The East is a dogfight right now. If you guys don't see what's going on, the East is a dogfight this season. It's going to be a dogfight, although I know that the Bucks and the Nets will kick it into another gear, and the Sixers. They'll kick it into another gear after the All-Star break. Right now, though, when it comes to betting, spreads, there is parity in the East like we haven't seen for almost a decade. So let's zoom into this matchup. Sam says, shout out Kuzma. Shout out Kuzma. Man, Kuzma's a fan favorite. No, he's not. Harrell. Montrezl Harrell is a fan favorite in the DMV right now. In Washington, D.C. Fan favorite right now. Montrezl Harrell. But anyways, with this game, I think there's a trick here, everyone. I want to say this right now. I think there's a trick right here. I'm not taking the Wizards tonight. 5.5. This tells me that we're going to get playoff Hawks tonight. Team meeting Hawks tonight against this Wizards team. But at the end of the day, if the team matches up, they match up. This is a really crazy spread to me. I thought it would be +3. They're piling money on the Wizards side. Be very careful in this one. No play for me right now, but I will not be surprised. Make sure you're following on Twitter as well, NBA Betting Today on Twitter, because I might tweet my card later if I add more picks from the show, or just line movement, just sharing stuff closer to game time. This is a game that I'm looking at. I lean Hawks here. I still lean Hawks here. I'm going to stand firm on that. I think that they have a chance to have a max effort tonight. You zoom into their box scores. This team is not getting to the free throw line. They're not getting to the free throw line. There can't be any more excuses with the rules changes. At the end of the day, you have to rely on your athletes and drive to the basket. It's not only the calls. If you look at the advanced stats, this Hawks team is relying on the three-point shot at a higher rate than they were since Bogdanović and Nate McMillan added to the roster. They're just not driving. Like, they could put their head down and drive. John Collins dropped 8 points the other night against the 76ers. You're an athlete. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, you guys need to drive to the basket. I did not pick this game yet, but it's really interesting story developing with this Wizards-Hawks scenario if the Wizards are going to steal this division. He said, how can I trust the Hawks? I did not pick the Hawks, but I'm saying that this line is suspicious. If a line is suspicious to me, I'm going to tell you. This line is crazy. You know, it's either free money or it's a setup. It's a setup. Needs to shorten the rotation. Yeah, I think he needs to, things can get out of hand in the early onset of the season. Maybe the Hawks thought that this would be a cakewalk going into the season. It's not. The East is here. You need to start playing your basketball. Bradley Beal. It was very suspicious to me that there's no points props. If someone in the chat can correct me, but when I capped the game an hour ago, there were no points props listed for Bradley Beal. Okay? There were no points props listed for Bradley Beal. No play right now. Let's keep going. Scotty Barnes is questionable for the Raptors. It's going to be difficult for them to compete without their rookie that's seemingly put the team on his back so far at the beginning of the season. 7-point spread, though. The Raptors, these two defenses have played really well so far this season. The Raptors defense in particular is turning heads. I said that they would be a matchup nightmare for most teams, defensively, especially in the paint, and it's true. They're holding their opponents to under 100 points per game. I lean towards the under in this game. I'm not picking it until we get the Scotty Barnes news. The Knicks giving up 7 points. They did not cover. Apologies to anyone that took the Knicks against the Pelicans on Saturday night in the Smoothie King Center. That was a travesty. I was not on the Knicks, but they took everyone's money against a team that did not have Brandon Ingram. They let their foot off the gas. And, yeah, this is a Knicks team that, I believe that they have the horses to cover the 7, the Knicks. I'm not just super biased on my Raptors team to the point where I won't fade them, but I'm just going to watch this game, like I said. Look for a good performance out of RJ Barrett tonight. He pops off against the Raptors. Grizzlies, Nuggets. Grizzlies, Nuggets. I lean towards Nuggets. I lean towards the Grizzlies to get the dub tonight. Although Jokic's bill of health has been looking good. No play for me in this game. Just going to watch it. The T-Wolves and the Orlando Magic. The line is dropping in this one. The Timberwolves, they let a lot of people down. I'm still high on this core. Their core of Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and D'Angelo Russell, they all had under 15 points the other night. They're going to be up and down. I'm not going to get into the business of giving up -8, -7. The public's already been getting burnt in a couple of those spots with this T-Wolves team. Let them prove themselves. Let the work happen. Let them put the work in, But I do have a prop to share in this game, and it is Anthony Edwards over 2.5 3-pointers made. I'm putting a small bet on that one, but I'm taking Anthony Edwards over 2.5 threes made. I think he pops off tonight against a really young backcourt. Even though he's young himself, he's very confident against a young backcourt in the Orlando Magic that are pretty bad defensively. They're pretty bad defensively. I think there's a chance, win or lose tonight, that D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards will pop off. I'm taking the 3-point shot. He shot pretty poorly. I think he's going to throw it up tonight. Anthony Edwards is throwing it up tonight against the Wizards. Okay, Clippers Thunder. This Clippers offense is in the dirt right now, but we're seeing the adjustment on the 210.5 total. We're seeing the adjustment on the 210.5 total for the Clippers and the Thunder. I foresee a better offensive performance against a worse opponent, but this Clippers team, man, they need more. They need more out of their guys. Reggie Jackson throwing it up 20 times a night is not enough. Where's that team from last year that was leading the league in 3-point efficiency for a good portion of the season? I know Kawhi is not here, but you still showed those tendencies of being an efficient 3-point shooting team after Kawhi's injury. You took out the Jazz. Where is the fire? Ty Lue, like Rick Carlisle. I know Ty Lue has a longer leash than Rick Carlisle. They'll get Rick Carlisle out of Indiana before they get Ty Lue out of the Clippers. But this is a doomsday scenario, everyone. You traded 6 first-round picks for Paul George. Okay? Ironically, you're playing the team that you did the trade with tonight. Yeah, they are. They are for sure. It's a tough card. It is. We're going to get through it, though. It's a tough card. But ironically, you're playing the team that you did the deal with, okay, for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you mortgaged your future for Paul George to pair him with Kawhi. Doomsday scenario has happened. The worst. Kawhi's out. If this Clippers team does not make the playoffs, what path to success do they have? Like, what path to success do they have? They're not going to be in the lottery, obviously already. It's just pretty crazy what's going on. They started the season 1-5. The 11 points, I'm not laying it tonight. I'm not laying it. However, I do think I lean towards the over in this game. The Clippers, there's not much I can say about them. We're trying to learn as much as we can about them right now. Look for Reggie Jackson to have a better game, though. Look for Reggie Jackson to have a better game. He's going to throw it up. He's going to have a better game tonight against the Thunder. Let's go through the picks. So, yeah, today's card is a bit tougher. Right now, I only have 2 picks for everyone. I'm betting them right now. I'm putting a full unit on the Portland Trailblazers +5, and I'm putting a smaller bet on Anthony Edwards over 2.5 3-pointers made. Hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitter, make your way over to YouTube, subscribe, turn the notification bell on. It's My Guy Knows a Guy. Follow me on Twitter at My Guy Knows a Guy. Follow NBA Betting Today, SportX Project, and visit the platform that you see on the screen, sportx.bet. It's a game changer. Send me a DM if you have any inquiries about this project. Hit the like button. Watch it later, and maybe I'll add some more picks around 5 or 6 p.m. on Twitter. Maybe I'll add some more picks. It's NBA Betting Today. Best of luck, and let's attack. Let's attack the schedule. Let's do it together, everyone. Go Blazers tonight, and go Anthony Edwards over 2.5 threes.